If you haven't seen the latest Captain America yet, you should. It's fucking awesome. Hello and welcome to The Right Opinion, the home for twat with too much free time. Today we talk about Captain America. Now, before I start, I will be shortly outlining the plot, though I won't consider them spoilers. Just a warning. For those who don't know the synopsis, in Captain America Civil War, the US government wishes to impose a contract on the Avengers to put them under UN control, so all their actions that they conduct will be done at the UN's approval to prevent unnecessary loss of life. Some of those at S.H.I.E.L.D. endorse the contract, and some of them oppose it, causing some divisions to form. It was a really great plotline and one that really showed the personality of a lot of characters, which made me a lot more involved in the story. I left Captain America Civil War wholly satisfied and yet contemplating of whether that contract that is supposedly imposed on these characters is in the best interest of the national and international government. I think I ended up siding more with Captain America for one very decisive reason. The UN is a very prestigious organisation with a lot of weight and importance in their decisions. They are made up of nearly every sovereign state in the world, so they do hold a lot of international influence. The issue is, when you are made up of so many member states with various different vested interests, that it's often hard to come to an agreement. And I know I'm talking hypothetically right now because these are fucking superheroes, and to my disappointment they don't actually exist outside the realms of comic books, but, you know, it's interesting. If the UN was this all-resolving, all-intelligent power, then I'd probably agree with the sentiment of signing this contract to grant the UN powers over them. But passing over the powers to the UN would just further distill any accountability. The fact that they're independent allows them to make these hard decisions that many countries would not be able to make, and a majority of the time, it will be for the greater good. The Avengers are a fictional representation of what could be called Democracy Manifest.
This is Democracy Manifest.
In many ways, they operate outside the law, and I can see arguments against this. They, like regular people, should be held accountable for their actions, and if they are acting under UN authority, then at least the public can trust their actions are being done at the approval of various governments. But then there's a question of the difference between the government's interests and the people's interests. In my opinion, they just carry on being airdropped to the Middle East if they handed over the control panel to the UN. I mean, hell, look at Captain America the Winter Soldier. If the government's will had been put above, then Hydra would be in charge. There will undoubtedly be damage, but in many circumstances, that damage will be to protect the rest of the world. Of course, the argument then is that what if there was a less destructive way to deal with the problems? However, then you risk taking too long to come to a conclusion. If you let the danger fester until you realise what it really is capable of, then often you're too late. I referenced Captain America the Winter Soldier earlier, and I will reference it again. Yes, there was massive damage on bringing down Hydra, but none compared to that would have been done if they'd allowed Hydra to operate, even for a moment. It's called collateral damage, and in many circumstances, this is necessary. Yes, there will be mistakes, yes, there will be errors, but that doesn't mean that the UN won't make mistakes as well. The contract, in my opinion, just provides a shift of blame and false responsibility that wouldn't actually make the world a safer place. I think the main issue is whether you trust authority. And like Captain America, I don't. But to concede, I'm not a very trusting person. Anyway, that was something a bit more varied, but I do like to mix up. Who do you side with? Why do you side with them? Let me know. And if you're new and you like to live dangerously, like I do, then a like and subscription would really improve your reputation in that area. Especially if you hate me. Anti-psychology, innit? Anyway, I'm The Right Opinion, and I'll see you on the next one.